Chapter 1: Arrival on Earth. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, amidst the shimmering stars and swirling galaxies, there existed a being unlike any other. Mr. Quantum, as he would come to be known on Earth, hailed from a distant planet where the pursuit of knowledge and understanding was paramount. Guided by a curiosity as boundless as the universe itself, Mr. Quantum set his sights on Earth, a vibrant blue jewel nestled in the vastness of space. With a gentle hum of his spacecraft, he descended through the atmosphere, his eyes alight with wonder at the sight of this new world. Touching down on Earth's surface, Mr. Quantum stepped out onto unfamiliar terrain, the air tinged with the scent of life and possibility. As he observed the bustling cities and tranquil landscapes from afar, he realized that to truly understand the inhabitants of this planet, he would need to walk among them unnoticed. Drawing upon his advanced technology, Mr. Quantum altered his outer appearance, sculpting his form to resemble that of a human. With careful precision, he crafted features that mirrored those of the beings he sought to understand, blending seamlessly into the diverse tapestry of Earth's population. With his transformation complete, Mr. Quantum ventured forth into the heart of human society, his senses alive with the sights, sounds, and sensations of this new world. As he walked among the crowds, he marveled at the complexities of human life, eager to unravel the mysteries that lay hidden within the hearts and minds of its inhabitants. Life on the streets. As Mr. Quantum delved deeper into the fabric of human society, he found himself drawn to the forgotten corners of the bustling cities, where the downtrodden and dispossessed sought refuge amidst the concrete jungle. It was here, among the homeless population, that he saw the true essence of humanity laid bare. Amidst the cacophony of urban life, Mr. Quantum witnessed firsthand the struggles and hardships faced by those who had fallen through the cracks of society. He saw individuals burdened by poverty, addiction, and despair, their faces etched with the weight of their struggles. Determined to make a difference, Mr. Quantum resolved to lend a helping hand to those in need. Drawing upon his vast knowledge and advanced technology, he set about creating a sanctuary amidst the concrete jungle, a farm that would not only nourish the bodies of the homeless but also feed their souls. With unwavering determination, Mr. Quantum transformed a derelict plot of land into a thriving oasis of greenery and life. Through the careful cultivation of fruits, vegetables, and grains, he created a sustainable source of nourishment for those who had known only hunger and deprivation. But Mr. Quantum's vision extended beyond mere sustenance. Recognizing the transformative power of meaningful work, he offered employment to the homeless, inviting them to tend to the fields, nurture the crops, and cultivate a sense of purpose and pride in their labor. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the farm flourished, becoming a beacon of hope and renewal amidst the shadows of the city. The homeless found solace in the soil, their weary hands finding strength in the act of cultivation, their spirits uplifted by the promise of a brighter tomorrow. And in the heart of it all stood Mr. Quantum, a silent guardian and benevolent guide, his eyes alight with the fire of compassion and empathy. For he knew that true change began not with grand gestures or lofty ideals, but with small acts of kindness and generosity, sown with love and nurtured with care. Nurturing the land. With each passing day, Mr. Quantum's conviction grew stronger, fueled by a deep reverence for the natural world and a profound sense of responsibility to care for the earth and all its inhabitants. Recognizing the importance of sustainable agriculture in fostering a harmonious relationship between humanity and the planet, he embarked on a mission to revitalize the land and restore balance to the ecosystems that sustained life. Drawing upon his vast resources, Mr. Quantum began acquiring parcels of land across the countryside, each one a canvas upon which he would paint a masterpiece of regeneration and renewal. With meticulous care and unwavering dedication, he implemented advanced agricultural methods that replenished the soil, nurtured biodiversity, and maximized the health benefits of each precious acre. Gone were the days of chemical-laden fertilizers and monoculture crops. In their place, Mr. Quantum introduced holistic farming practices that honored the wisdom of the natural world, harnessing the power of composting, crop rotation, and companion planting to create vibrant and resilient ecosystems teeming with life. As the seasons turned and the land responded to his tender ministrations, a miraculous transformation took place. The once barren and depleted soil flourished under Mr. Quantum's stewardship, bursting forth with a riot of colors and textures as native flora and fauna reclaimed their rightful place in the landscape. Beneath the verdant canopy of his fields, Mr. Quantum's crops thrived, their roots delving deep into the rich, fertile earth to draw forth the sustenance needed to nourish both body and soul. From sun-kissed tomatoes to golden ears of corn, each harvest was a testament to the power of regeneration and the boundless potential of life itself. But Mr. Quantum's vision extended far beyond the boundaries of his own fields. Recognizing the interconnectedness of all living beings, he worked tirelessly to share his knowledge and resources with neighboring farmers, inspiring a ripple effect of positive change that spread like wildfire across the countryside. And as the land flourished and the crops grew tall, Mr. Quantum stood amidst the bounty of his creation, his heart filled with gratitude for the opportunity to serve as a steward of the earth and a beacon of hope for future generations. For he knew that in nurturing the land, he was also nurturing the souls of all who called it home. The resistance of the powerful. As whispers of Mr. Quantum's extraordinary deeds spread like wildfire through the corridors of power, the elite few who held sway over the fate of nations grew increasingly wary of his influence. For too long, they had reaped the spoils of inequality and exploitation, fattening their coffers on the backs of the downtrodden and the dispossessed. And now, faced with the prospect of a world transformed by compassion and cooperation, they could not sit idly by and watch their grip on power slip away. In the hallowed halls of government and industry, clandestine meetings were convened, alliances forged in the shadows as the powerful elite plotted to thwart Mr. Quantum's efforts at every turn. They saw his actions not as a beacon of hope, but as a threat to their dominion over the hearts and minds of the masses, a challenge to the status quo that could not be tolerated. With cunning and guile, they sought to undermine Mr. Quantum's credibility, spreading lies and misinformation to sow doubt in the minds of those who had been touched by his kindness and generosity. They unleashed their vast resources to erect barriers and obstacles, from bureaucratic red tape to legal injunctions, in a desperate bid to halt the tide of change sweeping across the land. But Mr. Quantum was not so easily deterred. With quiet resolve and unwavering determination, he continued to sow the seeds of transformation, his faith unshaken by the machinations of the powerful elite. For he knew that true change could not be imposed from above, but must emerge from the collective will of the people themselves. And so, even as the forces of resistance gathered strength, Mr. Quantum pressed forward, his actions speaking louder than any words could ever convey. For he understood that the greatest threat to the powerful elite was not the might of their armies or the depth of their coffers, but the simple truth that in a world united by compassion and cooperation, their power held no sway. Confrontation and revelation. In the dimly lit corridors of power, amidst the opulent trappings of wealth and privilege, the once mighty elite found themselves confronted by a force more powerful than any they had ever known, the consequences of their own actions. As illness swept through their ranks with relentless ferocity, striking down even the most powerful among them, the powerful elite were forced to confront the harsh reality of their own mortality. No longer shielded by their wealth or influence, they found themselves humbled and vulnerable, their bodies ravaged by the very sickness they had unleashed upon the world. In their darkest hour, with death looming ever closer, the elite were forced to swallow their pride and reach out for help from the one being they had once scorned and reviled, Mr. Quantum. For in their desperation, they recognized that he alone held the key to their salvation, a truth that filled them with a bitter sense of irony and remorse. With quiet dignity and grace, Mr. Quantum stepped forward to offer aid to those who had once sought to destroy him. He extended a hand of compassion to the very individuals who had stood in opposition to his vision of a better world, knowing that true healing could only begin with forgiveness and reconciliation. And as the elite humbled themselves before him, their hearts heavy with regret, Mr. Quantum offered them not just a cure for their physical ailments, but a path to redemption, a chance to embrace a new way of being, guided by the principles of compassion, cooperation, and mutual respect. In the face of their own mortality, the powerful elite were forced to confront the truth of their own humanity, to reckon with the consequences of their greed and manipulation. And in that moment of reckoning, they found not just healing for their bodies, but renewal for their souls, a chance to rebuild a world that had been torn apart by division and strife. For Mr. Quantum understood that true change could only come from within, that the greatest transformation of all was the awakening of the human heart to the boundless power of love and empathy. And as the elite bowed their heads in gratitude, they knew that they had been given a second chance, a chance to embrace a new way of living, guided by the light of a compassionate and benevolent future. The path to redemption. As the powerful elite stood on the precipice of their own undoing, faced with the stark reality of their mortality, they found themselves at a crossroads, a choice between clinging to the vestiges of their fading power or embracing a new path toward redemption and renewal. With their health and livelihoods hanging in the balance, the elite had little choice but to heed Mr. Quantum's terms, knowing that their salvation lay not in resistance, but in surrender to the greater good of humanity. And so, with heavy hearts and reluctant acceptance, they relinquished their grip on the suppressed technologies that had long been hoarded away, hidden from the world in their pursuit of domination and control. In doing so, they unlocked a floodgate of innovation and progress, unleashing a wave of discovery and advancement that swept across the globe like wildfire. From renewable energy sources to breakthroughs in healthcare and beyond, humanity embraced the gifts that had long been denied to them, harnessing the power of technology for the betterment of all. But the true transformation lay not in the realm of science and innovation, but in the hearts and minds of the people themselves. Freed from the shackles of oppression and inequality, humanity embraced a new paradigm of cooperation and mutual respect, guided by the principles of compassion and empathy that had been championed by Mr. Quantum. In the halls of power, the once elite found themselves reborn, their hearts filled with a newfound sense of purpose and meaning. No longer driven by greed and ambition, they dedicated themselves to the service of humanity, using their wealth and influence to uplift the lives of those who had long been marginalized and forgotten. And as the world emerged from the shadows of its past, bathed in the light of a brighter future, Mr. Quantum looked out upon the world with pride and gratitude. For he knew that true redemption lay not in the erasure of past wrongs, but in the forging of a new path forward, a path illuminated by the boundless potential of a united humanity, working together to create a world where all could thrive and flourish. The revelation of the aliens. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting its golden glow across the horizon, humanity stood on the brink of a revelation unlike any other. For millennia, they had gazed up at the stars, wondering what lay beyond the boundaries of their own world. And now, as the truth of Mr. Quantum's extraterrestrial origins was laid bare before them, they found themselves confronted with a reality more awe-inspiring than anything they could have imagined. With hearts pounding and minds reeling, people around the world looked to the heavens with a newfound sense of wonder and curiosity. For they now knew that they were not alone in the universe, that amidst the vast expanse of space, there existed beings like Mr. Quantum, whose wisdom and compassion transcended the boundaries of time and space. Embracing the presence of their cosmic brethren, humanity cast aside the shackles of fear and division that had long held them back, reaching out across the cosmos to forge bonds of friendship and cooperation with civilizations beyond their own. Together, they embarked on a journey of discovery and exploration, unlocking the mysteries of the universe and charting a course toward a future filled with infinite possibility. And as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, a remarkable transformation took place on Earth. In the cities and towns, in the fields and forests, people came together in a spirit of unity and harmony, bound by a shared vision of a better world. They worked hand in hand to create a utopian society where compassion, cooperation, and innovation flourished, ushering in a new era of peace and prosperity for all. Gone were the days of scarcity and strife, replaced by an abundance of love and abundance that stretched from horizon to horizon. And amidst it all stood Mr. Quantum and his cosmic brethren, their presence a constant reminder of the boundless potential of the human spirit. For in the end, it was not the technology or the advancements that defined humanity's triumph, but the simple truth that in embracing the unknown, they had discovered the greatest treasure of all, the power of love to transcend the boundaries of time and space, uniting all beings in a shared journey toward enlightenment and understanding. And so, as the stars twinkled overhead and the world basked in the glow of a new dawn, humanity looked to the future with hope and wonder, knowing that they were not alone, that they were part of something far greater than themselves.
Thanks for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe for more stories from Quantum Dimensionals.